Well, the FDA could give the green light to Pfizer's updated COVID-19 booster shot by the end of August. The new vaccine targets a new Omicron subvariant and could be ready to be rolled out in September. Moderna made a similar request to the FDA for its vaccine in June. Joining us now to talk about that and a couple of other health topics is Dr. Bill Hartman, clinical trialist at UW Health. What are your feelings, Dr. Hartman, on these subvariant targeted vaccines? Do you think that we're going to be pretty well prepared for the upcoming cold, flu, and now COVID season?
I do think so. The new monovalent vaccines that were authorized or voted on last June for XBB.1.5 should be still very effective against the subvariant that seems to be infecting more and more people right now in this mini surge that we're seeing at the end of the summer here. The XBB.1.16. This makes up about 15% of the cases, but it's very genetically similar to the COVID booster that was approved. So when these get authorized by the FDA and then the CDC, hopefully we'll have a vaccine available for our most vulnerable people.
So when you say that about 15% of the cases are this specific subvariant they're now identifying, what about the other 85% of cases? Or do we not really know?
There's kind of a mixture out there. Still, the XBB.1.5 is making up about the same amount as the .1.16 variant, and so these are pretty similar. I expect that this .1.16 subvariant is going to continue to make its way around the United States, and we'll see this 15% grow expeditiously over the next couple of weeks.
It's interesting to kind of see how all of that just happens, and I know you've watched it time and time again. Talk to us more now about this new effort to try to find effective treatments for people suffering from long COVID.
Right, so this is part of the RECOVER program, which is looking to identify symptoms of long COVID and then treatments for those symptoms. Some of the common symptoms that occur are brain fog, and they think that the long COVID is probably due to the fact that there's some persistent virus that stays within the body for a prolonged period of time. So one of these treatments that is going to be investigated is taking Paxlovid for a 25-day course. You know, right now, Paxlovid is used for 5 days right when a person gets COVID. So this is a significant change from that dosage to 25 days. And so the nice thing about the trials within RECOVER are that they're adaptable, so you can make changes as you go if we're finding something that works or if we're finding something that doesn't work.
Very interesting stuff. All right, let's totally switch gears here, but a very contagious disease seems to be spreading in Florida, and this is something that isn't very often seen here in the U.S. like this.
Right. It's historically uncommon to have leprosy in the United States, especially in this day and age. But last year alone, there was 159 new reported cases of leprosy in the United States, with about 1/5 of these in Central Florida. So they're calling this area in Central Florida as kind of an endemic region for leprosy because they don't know where it came from. It doesn't look like it came from an animal. And the people that have been infected with leprosy here, they don't have a travel history. And so it likely came across our borders into the United States and infected people there without them knowing it. But it clearly has a endemic source right there in Central Florida.
Is this, I mean, I don't really know a ton about leprosy. I just know it from readings in the Bible. Is it fatal if it's not treated?
If it's not treated, eventually it could be fatal. Fortunately, with antibiotics, for anywhere between 6 months and a year after you get leprosy, it is treatable. And so people can be cured completely of leprosy, but it has to be identified. It has to be recognized by physicians who've probably never seen it before. And then treatment has to be started right away and be ongoing for a prolonged period of time.
Well, it's starting to become more top of mind now. Dr. Hartman, we always appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.